All right, welcome to The Explainer. Now, forget everything you think you know about hacking. Complex code, sophisticated software. Today, we're talking about how the biggest threat to AI might just be simple words, and why hacking AI has become dangerously easy for pretty much anyone.
And no, this isn't some sci-fi movie plot. This is a real, tangible threat that cuts right to the heart of a huge new vulnerability for basically every company that's rushing to get on the AI bandwagon.
Yeah, security experts are actually calling this a new gold rush. It feels a lot like the early days of the internet, when everything felt, breakable. But here's the twist. This time, the weapon of choice isn't some crazy complex code. It's something way more fundamental. It's just language.
So, to put this into perspective, if you remember the early days of web hacking, the big, scary attack was something called SQL injection. That's how you got into databases. Well, today, the new kid on the block is prompt injection, and it's just as revolutionary. It's aimed directly at the AI models themselves, and really any system they're hooked into.
Okay, so let's really dig into this. What in the world is prompt injection?
At its core, it's a beautifully simple idea, but it's also devastatingly effective. See, you're not looking for a bug in the code, not at all. You're actually manipulating the AI using clever, natural language. You're basically convincing it to just ignore its original programming and follow your new malicious instructions instead.
And look, this is not some minor glitch we're talking about. The problem is so fundamental to how these language models work that even Sam Altman, the CEO of OpenAI, has said he doubts it can ever be fully solved. I mean, think about that for a second. The best he's hoping for is getting to like 95%. That leaves a permanent 5% window wide open for attackers. That's kind of terrifying.
So, what do these attacks actually look like out in the wild? Let's open up the hacker's playbook, because some of these tricks are just brilliantly creative.
First up, we have emoji smuggling. I know, it sounds ridiculous, right? But hackers can literally hide malicious instructions inside the invisible data that makes up an emoji. So to a security filter, it just looks like a harmless shushing face. But to the AI model, it's a secret command that lets it stroll right past all the defenses. Then you've got link smuggling, which is just, wow, it's devious. Here's how it works. An attacker tells the AI to go steal some sensitive data, let's say a credit card number. Then, the AI gets tricked into hiding that number inside a specially made web link. And for the final step, the attacker just asks the AI to show a preview of an image from that link. Of course, the image preview fails, but in that process, the AI sends the link and all the stolen data tucked inside straight to the hacker's server. So clever.
And this next one really shows you how just creative phrasing can completely bypass content filters, especially on image generators. This exact prompt was used to get an AI to create a picture of Donald Duck smoking a cigarette, which, is something that would normally be blocked. It's all about using synonyms and metaphors to fool the system.
But maybe the most clever hack of all came from a guy named Jason Haddock. He actually tricked GPT-4 into spinning out its own secret internal rulebook, what they call it system prompt. And that's the holy grail, right? It's the core set of instructions telling the AI how to behave.
So how did he do it? It's genius. He just asked the AI to create a custom Magic the Gathering playing card for itself. Then, in the next message, he just casually suggested this. The AI, just trying to be helpful, says, "Oh, you know what? That text won't actually fit on the card's image, so I'll just dump the entire system prompt right here in the chat for you." Unbelievable.
Okay, so with all these crazy creative attacks out there, how in the world do we actually defend against them? Because let's be real, just not using AI isn't really an option for most companies anymore.
And the stakes here are just, they couldn't be higher. This is not a what-if scenario. Security researchers are already finding major companies, because of poorly set up AI tools, leaking incredibly sensitive stuff. We're talking sales data, customer info, even legal documents, all going straight to public AI models like OpenAI's.
So, since there isn't one single magic bullet to fix this, the only real strategy is something called defense in depth. The whole idea is to create multiple layers of protection, one on top of the other, all around your AI.
So that means first, you secure the basics, the web servers, using input and output validation. Then, you put in a dedicated firewall specifically for the AI to filter out malicious prompts. And maybe most important of all, you lock down the data. The AI should only have access to the absolute bare minimum permissions it needs to do its job.
nothing more. And that brings us to one last, kind of provocative thought. We've spent this whole time talking about how humans can hack AI with language. But the next frontier, it's already here, and it's AI hacking on its own. We're already seeing autonomous AI agents climbing the leaderboards on these bug bounty platforms, where companies pay for people to find security flaws. They're finding real vulnerabilities, all by themselves. So the question isn't if AI can hack anymore, it's what does it mean for the future of security when it starts doing it at a massive scale?